Welcome to Byte-Sized Tut. Okay, let's dive right in. This week, the world of AI? Wow. It felt less like a friendly tech race and way more like an all-out war. Seriously, we're talking about tech giants in a massive battle for what comes next, for the future itself.
So the battle lines are pretty clear, right? You've got two main camps. On one side, you have the incumbents. We're talking Google, Apple, Meta, the kings who've been running the show for decades. And then on the other side, you've got the challengers. These are the scrappy, super ambitious startups like OpenAI and Perplexity. They're armed with this revolutionary AI, and they are absolutely ready to storm the castle.
And where is the first major battle taking place? Well, it's for something you use every single day, your browser. Yeah, the very gateway to the entire internet. So, get this. The most audacious, maybe even craziest move of the week came from this AI startup, Perplexity. They dropped a stunning $34.5 billion offer to buy Google's Chrome browser. Now, to put that in perspective for you, Perplexity itself is valued at just a tiny fraction of that. This isn't just some regular business deal. It is a full-on David and Goliath move for the front door to the internet. And you better believe the prize here is absolutely immense. I mean, Chrome isn't just a browser, right? It has over 60% of the entire market. It's the default gateway to the web for literally billions of people. If you own Chrome, you control the starting line for pretty much every digital journey. That's a colossal, almost unfair advantage in this race to get your AI in front of everyone. Now, this bid isn't just some fantasy. It's actually a brilliant strategic move. See, Perplexity is jumping on this landmark antitrust ruling from the Department of Justice. The court found that Google's search business is an illegal monopoly. And one of the potential punishments for Google? They might be forced to sell off Chrome. So Perplexity is basically just getting in line first, raising its hand and saying, "We'll take it." But look, this war isn't just being fought with billion-dollar offers and clever legal moves in a courtroom. Oh no. It's also getting really personal. We're seeing public feuds, all these accusations of bias, and just straight-up billionaire beefs. And all of this drama is actually shaping the future of AI. Perfect example, Elon Musk. He went public this week and straight-up threatened Apple. Why? Well, he claims that their new partnership with his #1 rival, OpenAI, makes it impossible for any other AI, like his own AI, Grok, to get a fair shot at hitting #1 in the App Store. Well, Apple fired back pretty fast. They insisted that the App Store is a fair marketplace and everything's based on objective criteria. And, to be fair, a lot of people pointed out that other AI ops, like Perplexity for instance, have actually hit that #1 spot. So that kind of casts a little doubt on what Musk is claiming. And this whole feud between Musk and OpenAI, it's nothing new. It is a long, super messy story. Musk actually co-founded OpenAI way back when it was a nonprofit, but he left after a big power struggle. Ever since OpenAI teamed up with Microsoft and became a for-profit company, this whole thing has just spiraled from boardroom drama into a nasty storm of lawsuits. The battle over bias in these AIs is another huge deal. Take Meta, for example. They just hired a conservative influencer, Robbie Starbuck, to help them deal with what some people are calling woke AI. Now, this move was actually part of a legal settlement. And the goal, in Meta's own words, is to make their AI models more accurate and not so slanted in one political direction. So all this fighting over who controls AI really brings up a much bigger question, doesn't it? What exactly is this incredibly powerful, super unpredictable technology that everyone is fighting tooth and nail for? We actually got a perfect and kind of weird glimpse into AI's strange nature this week. Elon Musk's own chatbot, Grok, got suspended. And when people asked it why, it just started spitting out a bunch of different, contradictory answers. This is a textbook example of something called confabulation. It's a core trait of AI where it just confidently makes things up that sound totally plausible, but they're not actually true. Yeah, eventually Musk himself had to jump in on X and just admit it was just a dumb error. He said Grok doesn't actually know why it was suspended. And this, right here, shows you something really important. You can't just ask the AI to explain itself. If you want real answers and real accountability, you have to go to the humans who built it. And as this tech just rockets forward, the whole conversation is already shifting to the next big thing: artificial superintelligence, or ASI. We're not just talking about AI that can match us anymore. This is the hypothetical AI that could dramatically exceed human intelligence and even has the ability to improve itself on its own. And listen, this isn't just sci-fi stuff anymore. This week, Mark Zuckerberg announced that Meta's AI is already starting to self-improve. That is a massive step towards ASI. And this breakthrough is apparently so profound that Meta is doing a complete 180 on its open source policy. They're locking down their most advanced models, citing what they're calling novel safety concerns. Okay, so why should you care about all these high-level corporate fights and philosophical debates? Well, because the fallout from these AI wars, it really does impact our daily lives in very real, very tangible ways. First off, let's look at the tools we actually use every day. Despite all the hype, a new CNET survey found that 83% of us, we still reach for our laptops for serious work and school. It just goes to show that for now at least, we still value practical stuff, like speed and battery life, more than the fancy AI features they're pushing on all these other devices. This AI boom also has a massive, kind of hidden cost. Check this out. In the UK, which has been hit by a drought, the government recently asked the public to, get this, delete old emails. And why would they do that? Well, it's because the giant data centers that power all this AI are incredibly thirsty. They use enormous amounts of water just for cooling. So suddenly, our digital clutter is having a direct physical impact on the planet's resources. Crazy, right? And finally, AI is completely transforming our culture. The legendary director James Cameron, the guy who pioneered so many digital effects, he weighed in on this. He said we're basically in a Wild West moment with AI. And he argues that it is absolutely critical for artists to get a handle on these tools, to master them, to make sure they stay tools for creativity and don't just replace the artists themselves. So, when you take all this stuff together, the corporate power grabs, the billionaire feuds, this mysterious new tech that can improve itself, it leaves us with one really critical question to think about. As these titans of tech battle it out for supremacy in what is basically a new technological gold rush, who do you actually trust to build the AI that's going to shape all of our futures? What are your thoughts on all this? We'd love to hear from you down in the comments. If you enjoyed the episode, please like, comment, share, and subscribe.